Welcome to Breaking Bread, the place that brings people together around the table. And today we're joined by architect and urban planner Dariush Zandi for a Persian dining experience at Shabistan. Dariush, welcome to Shabistan and thanks for joining us today. I hope it's going to bring back some memories, and not only from the early days in Dubai, but hopefully maybe some childhood memories also from Tehran.
It always does. Once I see these flowery tiles, beautiful imagery on the walls, and the kind of atmosphere they created, yes, it's always bring back the memories.
At home.
Yes.
And there's nothing like eating food that reminds you of home.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Mr. Dariush. Hi, Shumachatara. How are you? Welcome to Shabistan.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you.
having us, Mehran. What do you have for us today? Yes.
See, you know this kaldouk is a buttermilk, I think.
Yes.
It's English. This is salad shirazi, very famous one, and the fresh vegetables, feta cheese, and the fresh tomato. It goes with the fresh bread. And this salad, we call it damaj. And this is a famous asharishta. Please enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Everything looks
Okay.
wonderful.
Amazing. I see. Oh, we're having some more starters.
Ooh, nice.
All right. We have a lot to talk about today.
Yes,
But first things first. Please enjoy. So from what I know, Shabistan is the first Iranian restaurant in Dubai to be in a five-star hotel back then in the Intercon. And maybe in a way, it introduced a big part of Iranian culture to the Gulf.
I knew it as one of the first one, but then there were some more traditional one in the market, in the souk, but Shabistan was my favorite.
Your story is interesting because you moved from Tehran to New York to study. Maybe you thought or envisioned a career in the United States. In New York, you're very much influenced by it. And then fate, maybe you can call it, opportunity, you were commissioned to work on a project in Dubai, the first one in Dera side.
I left my hometown Tehran in 1971. Later I found out that is when UAE was formed. Same month and same year. And somehow I put this together that, you know, I'm graduate from high school. I take some exams and I'm accepted to universities in New York. And I go, so it's like, you know, Dubai, UAE is going its own track, its own
And your
route.
journey at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, you started
And not
together.
just any journey, because you went to study architecture and urban planning, and
Exactly.
boom, you come here to help plan the town.
Yes,
And I say town because then it felt much more like a town.
yes.
What are your first memories from Dubai?
It felt like a city. It felt like a city. Because it had all the ingredients of a city. You know, New York, you have the downtown Manhattan with the big high rises, and here, in the heart of Tehran, right on below where, you know, I was assigned to do this competition, we had the high rises, okay, not 100 story, but 30 story, 25 story, minimum 7, 8 story. And it played nicely. It played like there's a music there. And it felt complete, you know? You had the new part, but then just right next to it, you had the old part.
What did you fall in love with?
Actually both, because the new part remind me of where I came from, New York, and the old part, how I lived, how I grew up, where I grew.
It reminded
and
you-
old Dubai was like that, 2, 3 story buildings, small alleyways, and covered bazaars. It was pretty much like a traditional Middle Eastern town, which had very clear center and clear vocabulary. divisions in the buildings, very clear. It was really, especially the old Dubai, it was built by one architect. And that's how the traditional cities are.
And you felt at home.
Very much so, very much so. Especially this accentuated when I arrived in an old neighborhood, like Al-Fahidi, Al-Bastikiya, Al-Baluch, Al-Baharna, the old era, Shandaga, because I grew up in this type of houses, 2-story courtyard buildings, all done, finished by one person, the same mason. And one very important feature was the wind towers. Wind towers gave...
Pre-AC.
Yeah. I mean, wind towers really gave the uniqueness to this city.
And I can tell that in your mind, you can still see, you can very clearly visualize 100%. Dubai of 1978.
100%. And I said, wow, what a right place to be. But I came for a project. I said, I'll do it. I go, and I didn't think or decide I'm going to be back.
You're an urban planner. I mean, at that time, how much urban planning was there? What was the thinking at that time?
I arrived to a city which the sophistication of urban design had just started. And that was good for me, because then I could use all my skills, whatever I learned, and whatever I saw, whatever I experienced, to put it down into papers, into projects, in directing the thing that was supposed to come next.
So since you're one of the minds or one of the people who were able to help plan the development of Dubai, are you surprised at how it has developed?
Oh, yes, big time. Because people, not people, but cities go through decades, centuries, if not thousands of years to look the way they look now. But in my lifetime in Dubai, which is now 46 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it from a city that you could walk from one end to another over 15, 20 minutes, take an Abra, go to the other side, another 10, 15 minutes, and that's it. You could cover it on foot within half an hour, to a city where you can get from one side of a city to the others in 1 hour. Yes, I am amazed, but happily amazed at the way the city developed, and I'm even more happy because I was part of it. I was so privileged to be part of it, and I feel this was fate to bring me to Dubai, and I make life here. I make my future, as I have nearly all my professional life here.
And Dubai. I think, and we will get to how you not only brought your experience of maybe growing up in Tehran and the region here, but you brought a lot of your industrial kind of influences from New York. We will talk about that. Sure. But we have another full course, the main course to have.
Hello again.
Hi.
Wow, this is the main course now. Really, this is one of the very few cuisine which represent not only food, but art and culture.
Yes, no, amazing.
Really amazing. This is a leg of lamb. It's been cooked over the very small flames throughout the night, 8 or 9 hours, with so many different kinds of vegetables. So it has absorbed all the taste of different vegetables. The meat falls off the bone, is so tender, so juicy, and is actually one of the most signature dish of the Persian cuisine. This is a famous lamb kebab, and this is the pieces of the chicken marinated in saffron, jujube kebab, and 3 different kinds of the beautiful Iranian rice. Rice with the deal and broad beans, rice with the wild berries, we call it zreshk, and rice with saffron. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
the dessert falude. It's the starch noodle. It's like the sherbet. Is very light, very refreshing. It goes with the lemon juice, a touch of saffron on top, and rose water. It's absolutely refreshing dessert.
We can't end the discussion without talking about your masterpiece, the Courtyard in Al Quoz, which is very close to Khaleej Times, and today blends in with the art scene. But at the time, this was revolutionary. Tell me about the idea of the Courtyard.
I think everybody in life at some point they feel that they need to not only do things for others, but maybe do something for themselves, to do something or to build something that they call it home. So at the time, I didn't think of it like it can be a home, but slowly build up to be a home. And it came from the need to have a space of my own, a place to work, to experiment, to share maybe with other like-minded people, friends.
You wanted a space that would be for creators, that would be to exhibit.
I exactly didn't know what. I knew I needed a home to be away from home. That home will be my workshop, place of refuge, place where I could improvise, place where I could experiment, build. Photography meant to be part of it because that was always a big part of my life, the photography. So, I had my architecture working outside, on the field, on the sites, but then a place where I could have, like a studio where I could photograph and also exhibit works. But then once I started going, I realized it also could be a place for other people to share, which I didn't think of it earlier. I said, oh, it's mine and I'm going to be there and just do what I want to do. But I realized that maybe together with other people can even be better.
Okay, for those living in Dubai, they know the Courtyard, they know the restaurants, the art gallery. There's some spaces there, guitar players. It's been used as a creative space. Maybe you've had fashion shows. However, for someone from outside of Dubai, they have to understand this is like an oasis that's very green in the heart of an industrial area that has become also an artist hub and an area for artists. But at the time, you were given a plot of land in the desert, and I've seen the pictures, and it's just unbelievable how this area has transformed. Did you envision the Courtyard to become this art hub? Did you realize the potential? No.
No. And I didn't meant it to be. I collected, I put things the way I wanted. So I achieved what I want, the look that I wanted.
This was a personal project.
It's a personal project. To me, it was like a huge canvas. I had the canvas 10 meter by 50 meter, two sides. So I had a 100-meter canvas by 10-meter height. So I did exactly what I wanted, and by time it aged with grace. Never been painted again, and keep growing. I started buying, small plants, planting them, watering them, give them love, attention, and let them grow, and they did. If your audience, the users, they feel close to their surrounding, because a lot of people think building, once they're finished, the building is finished, but no.
And you see buildings as living creatures.
As a living creature, and it will continue growing as long as you give it love, attention, the water, the care, the maintenance, and having the living being there. And once a place attracts other living things like birds, bees, cats, dog, people, then it's a living creature, and it will live as long as you give it life and you take care of it.
So someone visiting Dubai, looking for a creative, very green place and hoping to see you, they can probably find you at the art gallery at the Courtyard.
Definitely, they can be sitting either on my phone or laptop or chatting, just smiling with the friends. And it's a place, as I said, is home. So people also feel at home. They come and visit, and you just enjoy. The life is about enjoyment at the end of the day. You have to enjoy everything that you do. And if you do that, then you're gonna get the right product, the right thing, because it's for you. And if it's right for you, it would be right for other people.
Dariush, thanks so much for joining us today, for going down memory lane, for telling us about Dubai, and we're definitely going to visit you.
I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.